Today I received a Glarry cello in the color black. I was so excited to receive this because I've only ever had a naturally colored cello. It did a wonderful job with the packaging, and as you can see, I was very excited. When I took the cello out of the case, I realized that it had some white specks on it. That is just from the styrofoam in the packaging. It comes off very easily. So in today's video, I will be showing you where to place the bridge, how to tune with the pegs, how to put rosin on your bow, how to use the fine tuners, and then also I'll be playing a song at the very end, so stick around to hear some music. So the first thing I'm gonna do is tighten my bow by moving that screw to the right. Think left loose, right tight. Then I'm going to loosen the strings. I'm not gonna take them all the way off, I'm just going to loosen them by turning the pegs towards myself. I am now detaching the bridge from the cello so that I can place it. I'm going to put the tallest side of the bridge where the thickest C string is, and then the lowest side of the bridge is going to be where the thinnest A string is. The feet of the bridge will go right where those little notches are, where I am pointing right there. You really want those to be aligned with the notches. And then there are these little slots on the top of the bridge, and you'll place the strings into each of the slots. There should be only 4 slots for each of the strings. So the strings lowest to highest are C, G, D, and A. Just make sure the tallest part of the bridge is where the C is and the shortest side of the bridge is where the A is. Now I'm going to start tightening those pegs again little by little by pushing in and away from me. I am alternating between each of the strings and then simultaneously looking at that bridge, making sure it's not leaning and it's staying up nice and straight. I do that by adjusting away from me and towards me like so. And then get my tuner out, and I'm going to drone each of the notes. So I start with my lowest C string. Once I get that in tune, I will go to my G, D, and then A. You may have noticed that when I got the G string in tune, the C went out again. That happened to me over and over again. Anytime the bridge is off of the cello and you place it back on the cello, it's going to take some time to get it in tune. And once you get one string in tune and you're really proud of yourself, another string will then go out of tune. So this whole process took me about 20 minutes of using the pegs, pushing in and away from me, and then alternating to the bridge again to make sure that it is nice and straight. I finally got to the A string, and as you can see, my face is getting very frustrated, but that's just my concentrated face. As I was tuning, it just threw off all the other strings every time I would tune one. This is very common. They have to take the bridge off in order to ship it, so anytime you're putting on a bridge, it is going to take a while to get that back in tune, but just be very, very patient. I am just moving them a tiny bit because I don't want to break a string. You don't want to deal with having to wait for strings to come in the mail to replace them. Once I get all the strings in the ballpark of where I want them, I then put rosin on my bow. Rosin is made out of tree sap, and I just glide it back and forth on the horsehair of my bow. The rosin is the sticky substance that's going to create friction when you glide the bow across the strings of the cello, and this is what makes beautiful music. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth on my bow. I have a tendency to put more rosin on the 2 ends of the bow. You really want to put rosin on the entire bow though. This is just a habit that I have that I noticed when I was watching this video. When you're doing it, make sure you are putting a lot of rosin on the entire bow. I then take the screw and turn it to the left to loosen it, and I tap, and then I will tighten it again and put more rosin on. The tapping is just so that the rosin will settle into the horsehair, and then I will apply more and do that about 3 times. And this is just because there was no rosin on this, so I want to make sure I had plenty. It is now time to get my tuner out again. This time I'm not going to drone it, I'm just going to be bowing each of the strings, starting with the A string. It was quite out of tune, so I had to use the pegs again. So I alternated using the pegs and the fine tuners, which the fine tuners are the screws below the bridge. In this next segment, when I say left or right, I am talking from the perspective of me tuning, looking down at the fine tuners. So my tuner was showing that all of my strings were flat, which is a lowercase b looking symbol. So I knew I needed to turn my fine tuners to the left. And then vice versa, if it was sharp, like a hashtag symbol on my tuner, I would need to turn my fine tuners to the right in order to make it more flat. We have now come to the end of the video. I hope you guys have lots of success in tuning. Now let's hear how this baby sounds.